We live? Yo, yo, yo. There it is. Hey, everybody. We are live. Busting the tunes a little too loud, I think. I don't know. Can you hear me all right? What was weird? We have an infinity situation going on here. Uh-oh. I've got a dog. I've got a dog. Oh, I've got 3 dogs. It's a 3-dog night. They're all down there. Hey, guys. All right. So thanks, y'all. We've got a little something different tonight. And so, hey, Squirrel. I've said hi to quite a few of you already over there in the chat. Thanks for coming. This is so experimental. We're gonna go ahead and try to facet at the same time. And so actually, you guys are seeing the other side of my studio. You usually see this side over here, and now you're seeing what I see when I'm talking to you guys. Let's see. So the Beatles, yeah, are a thing. I think I missed that. So like I said, we're gonna try to at the very least get through a bit of the beginning of the faceting procedure, and so we'll go through working a little bit of rough on the machine to get this thing going. Yeah, backstage. You guys have backstage passes tonight. To the show. Oh, hey, Randy. Thanks for coming. The Sandmaker is here. Yeah. Well, since we had the Beatles, right? Oh, 3-dog night. Okay. Yep. And it looks like Jeff just got here. Welcome. So we're going to try some different camera angles, and I'm just giving you a heads up that this is hopefully going to work. But like I said, we're going to step through some of the rough, and then we've got some things that are on DOPS already. Hopefully they don't fall off. We're going to kind of go through that process, and we've got some pretties to look at too. So like hopefully enough glamour for you guys. You guys deserve glamour on a Friday night when you show up. This is weird. I can see myself in the background. All right. So I think let's see. We could go ahead and get started a half an hour into the thing, or we could get going right away. Yeah, Sonia, all for the glamour. I can actually, since people are still ending, I can get you started with some of the glamour first. We can check that out, and then move on to some of the rocks that you guys can help me with to work on the machine to begin with. And so I'm gonna take us off of here. Cha-ching. Okay, all right, there. And so now you guys probably are familiar with this view. This is the back or the top of my roll top desk, and this is like some of the recent body of work that is getting loaded onto the website right now. And I just have it out because I've been taking lots of pictures. And then for the girls, I don't know how many of you guys have hair. I know I sure do. And so I've been, every single time I dop, I don't know if you guys have seen like what the dops look like, but gosh, I had a whole bunch of dops here, and I just moved them, which is crazy. You guys have seen my studio. You know that it is a crazy place, and so I every single time that I dop stones in videos and stuff like that, people are like, "Are those hair sticks? Are you selling those?" And it's like, I get it. If you have hair, you love the hair sticks, and you see the stone stuck to the stick, and you think like, I want to put that in my hair. And so I finally got around to making some. So I crack myself up because you totally think that since I do the long hair thing every day, and I put it up every day. You guys see in the podcast that my hair is like almost always up, and when I work, I have to have it out of the way, and so hair sticks or the bands that are around my wrist right now, like there's always a supply of those there too, and so you do the thing, and then you do the thing, and then it stays. So hair sticks. And so I just did that actually functionally because we're gonna start. We're gonna put our heads down and check this stuff up. Now Karen's gonna spend half the day looking for the stone she wanted to work on next, only to find it's right, like faded away. Oh, in her hair the whole time. That would be so a thing that I would do. You guys know me so well. All right, let's go over here. And we're at the workbench. We're at the other workbench that you can see sometimes from my desk. It's to my left, and so we're hanging out. Boom! And here's a bunch of rocks. And so yeah, these are just some of them. Yeah, these are, you guys have seen these before. These are some of the sunstones. These are the ones that I got that are tumbled. And yeah, that's exactly what I always say when I open up this box is like, woohoo! I have them partially sorted. It makes them a little bit easier. I'm going to show you another thing that I'm walking, I'm getting, I'm coming back. This this is what happens before we get it all processed down to doing a thing like that. And so this is lots and lots of hours of mining, of course, to have a bucket full like what this guy, it's full. But yeah, that takes some work. And so then we've got these ones that are tumbled. And what's so cool about the tumbled ones is that you can see, ooh, I should probably use tweezers for this. You guys are going to watch me shoot these across my studio, I'm afraid. I should be using the Kyle effect of... see, the problem with using your hand behind these is that your hand is pink, and so you can't really see the schiller so good. That one was smiling at me, but I'm not entirely sure why. But this is basically, we're already doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing. Is you gotta look at your stuff. I'm gonna do the switchy thing so we can zoom in. Hello. Oh, I think I'm supposed to already have zoomed it though. Shoot. I'm totally messing up the protocol. Let me start over here. Okay. One of the things that you guys also know, but I'm gonna attempt to talk us through process here is, you start off with your diagram, and this is a standard round brilliant that I've been doing a lot of because I still lack my depth gauge. Steve just showed up in the house. Thanks for coming. And so after I decide on a stone what shape it's going to be right now, since my machine isn't quite all the way perfect. Oh my gosh. We will be making a standard round. Brilliant. Okay, hold on. This one's really slippery. And I should have just put some tape on these guys before we got started tonight. Let's see. Okay, now let's try this thing. Hello. There we go. Oh, you can see like the schiller strands through the middle of that bad boy. Can you see those? See those striations? Oh, and there's the actual pink of it. Yeah, that's cool. You're definitely getting a good look there. Okay. So what goes on with this is that, you know, we have to select stones that we can make directional so that we maximize the color of the schiller. Yeah, so there's our schiller. And unfortunately, the directional maximization would be somewhere up here. You can actually see the way that I'm holding it. Let me change. Whoa. Like I said, I'm going to probably shoot this across it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it just gave me a really nice shine. But it's also like really hard to hold on to. Okay, let's try this again. Let's get you into focus, focus, focus. There. Okay. Now, once again, since it's directional, did you see the flash? There it is. So, of course, it's only on the skinny part. You know, that's so, there's some more. Do you see all those lines? That's really, really nice. So that would, like if you were going to try to maximize that color, that would have to be a long, skinny stone. Instead of being able to use all of that surface, all of this surface area, like you'd want to, you know, if you were making a cab or something like that, you have to direct the top of the stone to be hydrate. Is it time to hydrate already? The top of the stone would have to be right here, guys. That's our crown. And it makes sense because it diminishes very quickly going that way. And so, you know, like that might make a nice baguette cut or something like that. And so, that being said, since we've already spent the time with this stone, we're going to go over and do the thing. And so, let's see. I'm going to put this down and flip it. I'm back. All right. Did you guys just get bumped out there for a second? Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, there's that bucket that I was just talking about. Bucket full of sunstones. Gotta love it. Okay, so here's the little guy that we've been. Oh, a baguette cut. Doesn't it sound like it would go really good with some brie and perhaps some wine or something? So a baguette cut is a long rectangular cut, and they're the small stones. And so you think an emerald cut, you know, that rectangle that you usually see an emerald in. So the baguette is like a smaller version of that, and usually you see them as embellishment stones alongside a really big solitaire of some kind, something like that. Sorry about that, Bob. I should announce ahead of time. Here we go. We're gonna go spinning. And so here's our tiny little stone that I was talking about, and I also want to show you another, like, so I like working with the little stones. They can, for one thing, hey Soul, the little guys are really fun to work with in jewelry, and since I'm the setter of the jewelry, I'm setting these pieces, these little gems. As I'm making them, I get to plan, of course, where they go, and I really like working with, you know, small gems. Of course, big blingy ones are fun too, but oh, Slim Pickens is in the house as well. Thanks, guys. Good to see ya. Good evening. So this is a Rock Twister. Hey, good to see you too. Thanks for coming. This is a 2mm dot with, like, I wonder if I can, yeah, good. So this guy on the dot started off very much like this guy over here, and you know, we get what we get and we don't throw a fit. It's also got some schiller, and so from here we've got to make the crown surface starts first. And so, like I showed you this dot, you know, I want to make it so that a flat surface can go on top of this stone, and you can see this one diminishes at the bottom. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to get it in focus, guys. You can see. So that one, like, diminishes at the bottom also, just like a gemstone once you cut it. And so that one's lucky. Same idea with this guy. So it also, see how it's like fin shaped? And so we're gonna flatten the side on the bottom right now, or like kind of like a teardrop. And the stuff that's tapering up towards the top is going to be the bottom of the stone, or the pavilion. And so we always work on the pavilion. Well, some people work on the pavilion first. I work on the pavilion first. That's kind of a standard, but a lot of people work on the crown first too. I think Justin Prim works crown first. It just depends. Oh, hey, Kurt. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. And so we're just going through the process of faceting, and we looked at some of the rough stones, and we've actually selected a little guy that would go on a little dot like that one. And so I'm going to bring you guys down to the faceting machine, which is right here, and we're going to just make this proper surface for this guy. This is when, you know, I think you guys heard, let's see, is that good? Theo talked about how he used his faceting machine as a flat lap for a long time before he was faceting on it. And they work a dream as a flat lap. So that bad sound is that not being super tight. And so we're gonna make sure that that is. We don't like that. So we've got the water dripping, and we're going to just work the top of this stone. You know, some of you guys have been talking about flat lap techniques recently, and one of the remarks that I noticed was that people weren't moving their stones around enough. And so they were finding like that the outside here and the inside here had a lot of diamond grit left over. You know, oh my gosh, you guys, sorry about the dogs. I need to put them outside. Come on, guys. Good job. Yeah, three dog night has a lot of songs that are just barks. And so one of the things that I was taught very, very early on was that you always keep your stone moving. You don't even leave it static on the wheel, and that really helps. And so I shouldn't have, let's see if I don't know if the lighting is any good for you guys to see, but we're flattening it out and you're starting to actually be able to see the, you get this light over here. Bring some light on into this action. It still might not be directionally right for you guys to see the schiller coming up in there, but I think you guys are maybe seeing, there's the flash. Okay, so we're seeing the schiller come up in this stone and it's gonna be worth it. And so while I'm preparing, like this is gonna be the top of the stone or the table and the crown of this stone. And so as I'm uncovering where that schiller is, I'm paying attention to that direction so that I make that table flat where that color is. Because don't you want to look down at a ring and see that like beautiful, gorgeous schiller shining on back at your face? I just can't get enough of it. It's so pretty. Right now, since I have the camera angled down towards the faceting machine, I can't see your comments for just a moment. And so if I miss something that's important, like a question, definitely ask me again here in a minute. So I'm just taking off enough so that I can stick the dop onto it. And this is definitely going to be, I showed you that 2mm dop. This is going to be like a little guy like that. Although I might actually end up, like I was saying before, this might be a really cool one to try a baguette or maybe a square. And so what I'm going to do is, this is preform. I'm taking rough and we're just going to preform it enough that the heavy lifting is done. I bet you I missed a question as to what this particular lap is. And if so, that's a great question. If not, let me ask it for you. Those of you eating brownies and sitting on the couch being super, super lucky. So this is a 600 disc, and I'm getting away with using a 600 disc to prepare this preform because the stone is small, and even though sunstones are rated between kind of a high 6, like I think 6.5, to some of the folks over there at the like Don over at the Dust Devil claimed that some of his sunstones were over 7, and I believe him because he's definitely the sunstone expert. At any rate, even though they're kind of on the hard side, this size stone with a nice toothy 600 really knocks it down quick. Like, I don't know if you can see, I'm getting squared off edges really fast. It's no longer that that long kind of chippy guy. Potato chip. That's a little thicker than a potato chip. Corn chip. I don't know, but yeah, that takes the size down quite a bit. And whoa, there it goes. It just went into the file cabinet, you guys. So I'm gonna go fish that out in a little bit, but happily we have another stone ready. And so this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this 600 for a second. This guy is already preformed, as you can see, and it's already been dopped. The next step to this, it's adhered with some super glue, some CA if you're trying to be fancy about it. And actually, it's not super glue. That's a TM. It's Gorilla, I think. And that's it could be maybe strong enough to hold it on there. A lot of people do just use the CA. I like to use a CA and um, some UV epoxy to finish the job and hopefully make sure that it's gonna totally stay stuck. And so we're gonna do that really quick. That machine is on a rock launcher. Yes, Greg. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many times I've lost the stones off of both the flat lap and the faceting machine flat lap part. And so that's, whenever you're holding on to something with your fingers, you're definitely running that risk. It's an Easter egg hunt. Oh my gosh, Ken, I can definitely tell you that if somebody came in here and wanted to find some gems, all they'd have to do would be to, just kind of go through my carpet, because I've lost quite a few over the years in this poor carpet. It's a Berber. I'm not saying that right for Theo, but yeah, there's quite a bit of silver and quite a bit of gemstone stuff happening. I used to always say it would be super fun to clean up after the gem show in Tucson, like any of the venues. It would be such a blast to be housekeeping afterwards, because that somebody spilt a dish of rubies, or diamonds on the floor, and they didn't get them all. So I saw personally like bunches of pearls on the ground, that were coming off of the loose hanks, in one of the really big shows in a tent, and so that the cleanup crew, they have to like clean that up so quickly that there's stuff left. It would be so much fun. Yes, it's totally like Klesh's diamond hunt that Chris just barely missed out on. Anyways, so we're going to UV this bad boy and get to the first stages of what you usually do. So I'm going to put this down, and we'll go back to the desk station here. Okay, Bob, we're moving. Don't get sick. All right. So I'm just going to clip this back in and try not to turn off the phone while we're doing that. Sock in the yeah, totally, right? I think that you'd make some serious bank at the gem show cleaning up. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so gonna get in a little bit tighter so that we can see around the same exact time. Yeah, I remember you telling us that story. I was like, oh, it's so sad that you just missed him. Okay, how are we looking here as far as, I think we might have to play our little game again. Hello. There we go. All right. That's a bit better. Okay. So, I wonder if we can see the Schiller at all in this one. Yeah, you can see the blush when I just turned it there. Yeah, and so this was like another one of those unfortunate deals where, look it's like the size of like a child's tooth. But it's gonna make a beautiful little ring stone or something. And so I have the cap off. I'm gonna try to look at this here really quick, and I already have some of the epoxy down here. Oh, get it in the frame, girl. See, I was looking at what I was doing instead of what you guys could see. Sorry about that. That might be important, though, like for me to look at what I'm doing. Okay, so the fascinating voyage of dopping a stone with epoxy. Woo! That was it. You guys have been there. I told you this was going to be glamorous and, like a rock show. Okay. So this is the UV kind, so we're gonna do that now. You guys all love the UV so much that, of course you're going to enjoy this part of the show. It's the light show of the rock show. There we go. It's hard to do this with like trying to actually get the job done and then also show you guys at the same time. So hopefully this is working out for you. And I absolutely think that UV epoxy is the bee's knees, you guys. I've not seen beanies. Well, I guess I kind of have, but this makes the job for dopping the flat dop so much faster. It doesn't work for the cone or the dop that is a cone that is a divot that you place the pavilion in after you create it, because you can't get the light to the epoxy. So either you're just going with glue in there, or you're going for the long set epoxy story, which is also fine. So I know that's kind of blurry. I'm just trying to get the job done. I don't think you have to do it this excessively. Oh, there. There we go. So I just am thorough, because there is nothing worse in faceting than having your stone come loose, because if that happens, you either have to try to re-register it so that it keeps on wanting to focus over there, re-register the stone perfectly, or you get to start the cuts over again. And so yeah, that's just not a fun thing to lose a stone off of the dop, but it happens. It could happen tonight. Okay, so I would say that that's probably ready to go. And so we're gonna take this and put it over on the machine. So here's our Facetron machine, and swing this over. I had it swung over there like that because we were working with the flat lap only, which you can totally do. You've got plenty of room to do just that. And then when you're ready to use the armature, and I can even move this all the way to the back, so this entire thing is just well out of the way. One of the things that you got to totally watch out for is getting a bunch of big chunks of diamond on this thing, because if they've just decided to, you know, loosen and fall onto the next lap that I'm going to put on here, then we have contamination, and we're going to have scratches. And so it's a good thing to keep this out of the way. And I also I cover it whenever I'm not using it. So we're going to go back up, because I can't do this one-handed. Okay, let's see. Sorry, Bob. There we go. All right. Oh, we don't need me. we don't want to look at that. Oh, I could catch up here really quick. The maker is called Bondic. Yeah. Looks like there's a question. That's probably going to be backwards, but this is the pen that I was just using, and I am going to buy like, I think that they sell them in, you know, batches of like 4 or 6 or whatever. I'm buying many of them because, you know, it's also a nice thing, even just to have in your car. It's not backwards for you guys. Oh, awesome. Okay. It's backwards for me right now when I'm looking at it, but that's great that you guys can see it properly. Okay, so we're over here on the lap, or on the faceting machine, and I will improve your view here in a second of the plate itself, but I'm putting the dop that we just prepared into the quill. And my machine it's got like a proprietary dop, and so it's got to be a certain shape to even fit in here. It's very special. Mirrors it for you on the front cam. It messes with me sometimes when I'm streaming totally. But I'm super glad. Oh, it works on PVC too. So good to know, because I love building things with epoxy, and I believe it was Theo that told me to get the UV kind, and I just went with the Bondic because it had good reviews, and I would add to those good reviews. I've been very happy with it, and it's just instant gratification. Like, you don't have to wait for it to cure, which is, a lot of times, like, it's 12 to 24 hours for the epoxy to clear, and sometimes longer cure rather. Oh, I just missed that one. It just blurred. Okay, so I've got a key for my quill, and what this does is it loosens it and it tightens it. And so that just makes sure that nothing is going to move. And one of the reasons why the machines have these proprietary, like a groove for, let's see, a groove, yeah. See that kind of key groove? That's so that it will go in the same way every single time. And again, it's going to register those beautiful tiny little angles that you put into the stone the same way every single time you put it into the machine. That's really, really important if you had to like take it out and then put it back in for any reason. So it's a good thing. I've got the way that it's calibrated for the angle, or rather the trip around the stone is up here, and then the angle itself is over here. And so we're going to change this out really quick because we don't need 600 anymore. Gonna go to even yet a finer one. Okay, and so we're on the 1200, and this guy is called a topper. Let's bring you down so that you can see. So instead of having a whole lap, that was a steel plate that is diamond and embedded, but it's just this much of it. So it's called a topper, and then I got my master lap underneath, which needs a sanding because you get it wet to have the two stick better, and I've got some kind of ugly patches on it. And so that's that set up. Get her wet, start her spinning, and we're ready for this guy. Now you can see, like I was saying before, I need to choose the angle. I need to choose where I'm starting, and then I also need to choose the depth here. This isn't going to make it. And so with the cut that I'm going to do this particular one in, I'm going to, I have a strangely calibrated machine, so everything is adjusted by 15 degrees. So what I should be going to is the starting angle for this pavilion is 43 degrees, and we're starting with actually 58. And so it's ready for that. Now, because we have to take some material off of the very, very bottom to even get started, I'm not going to start at the correct angle, because we'd be starting off with every 3 on my dial. We're just going to take some material away. And so I can lower it to the plate because I'm not taking exact grinding right now. I'd never lower it this way under normal circumstances. This is not something to do. If you're faceting at home, don't do what I just did. And so I'm just taking away some of the extra material at the bottom of the stone. And that's why I just lowered it straight on to the thing. I probably could have done this on the other lap, but it goes so fast that you can't uncut a stone, as you guys know. And so I'd rather go slow with these sunstones and get it correct, or not like bring up my quill and see that like, oh my gosh, I've gone terribly too far. Do what I say, not as I do. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, only because that's not good practice, not for your lap and not for your stone. If you lower it down and it's on the wrong angle, you're gonna ruin the stone. And then if you lower it down and it's a sharp point into a nice soft lap, then you're probably also gonna damage your lap too, which is terrible. But like I said, I'm just removing some material. And so I'm gonna see if I can spy on the chat a little bit. Can you do it if an adult is present? Kirk, hey, good to see you. Are you back from the east? I don't know. Like, do I count as an adult too? Add a faceting machine to my wish list. Yes, Bob. Like, I'm serious. You probably. We wouldn't see you anymore. Okay, so you've probably seen this on videos before where somebody is just constantly like sweep, check it, sweep, check it. And so got the trusty rusty loop here. Boy, that was a little bit of a mouthful. May as well go with the fantasy machine. Well, you gotta have both. If you want to make the tops, you gotta do this. And then if you want to make the bottoms pretty, then you got to get the fantasy machine. Or I guess you could also work the tops with the fantasy too. But yeah, it is like, oh, take my money. And so I'm gonna check this out and see what we're doing. This is lower than I'd usually be checking it. I'm way up here usually, but I'm trying to keep some of this in frame so that you can see what's going on down here, but also. And I'll take you guys off and give you first person here in a bit too. But you're going to spy on that to see if you're starting to get down to where you want. You don't want to take so much away that you don't have room for the crown. I just want to take the material away so that I can get around this stone with the angles that I want. And so what I'm doing each time, you can see, let's see if I'm going to improve that angle right there. Okay. So I started off at 96, and then I went to 24, and then I went to 48, and then I'm going to 72, and I'm just taking the material away. Faceting videos. Okay, so I think that was Ken watching faceting videos, and I can't remember what was right after that. I didn't see it before it faded away. And so, we're getting down there. And so this way, you're just starting to get a look at, how deep you want that stone to be. What part of the stone that you have cut is going to become the stone that is, or preformed. Going to become that gemstone. You've got like maybe a millimeter or more on the top and the bottom if you're trying to showcase something in the middle of the stone, like say Schiller. You've got a little control over that, of course, while you're preforming. And then now I don't want to. I probably have to go a little bit further. You guys can't see it, but I've got a shear angle right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to that angle and I'm gonna see where I can control it. And when I get there and control the angle, and what I mean by that is like, okay, it's the lowest point right now. So when I start sanding that all the way across, that's how deep I gotta go. Did that make any sense? And so I think we're at a good sanding level. Yep, that's getting flat. And so that's how deep I can go. And that's going to make our stone probably about a 3mm stone, which, zoinks, is not very big, guys. I'm gonna bring everybody down by about 10. I'm moving by 10 on this circle, like, so that around the stone, just to kind of bring everybody to the same spot so that I can see if this is where we want this stone. I don't think that might be losing some in the description. It's definitely hard to describe, but you guys can imagine, like, you know, you're trying to make a cone out of like a lumpy thing, and so you're going to go around this circle until, you know, you round the cone. And that's basically what I'm doing by 10 jumps a piece right now. We're not really getting into the faceting yet. We're just grinding. We're cutting. Cut, says Randy. That's what we're doing, at least in the small way. And so when we get all the way around, whoops, I went a little too far on that one. I have a little depth gauge. It's a jinky one, so that's kind of what's preventing me from making the better cuts on this machine. I'm waiting until I can get it calibrated and also getting a better depth gauge, and that's taking some time. Oh, kind of ran out of water. All right, hold on. Get some water up in there. You can totally tell you start getting, like, you know, this weird friction going on. I've got this little capacity water canister. I can feed like a constant stream of water in. I do have one of those, but it goes through a pump, and I can't guarantee that it's not contaminated. Freewheel, yes I can. And so I can undo this little pin right here, and I can move this around at will. It'll spin. And so then I could just spin it around and make a circle that's perfect. And I would do that like at the 90-degree angle. That's a great question. Or, you know, you could like literally make a cone that way. A cone with no facets, just all pretty and round. And so I'm going to take you guys off here in a second, and I'll show you what we've done so far, so that you can kind of, instead of like trying to imagine this visual. I think we started off, did we we didn't start off at 96. We started off at, I think, 40. Yeah. Okay, somebody, I know, DJ Ozone. I don't know if you, like, any of you guys follow me on Instagram, but I did do a 2 turntables and a microphone bit with it. Hey, Gold Prospecting, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. We're working with the other kind of gold, the sunshiny sunstones, and they look so good in gold also. Oh, and it looks like Patrick is in the house as well. Oh yeah, there he is. Hey Patrick. So we're just roughing out a little sunstone right now. I'm just I'm blocking in the pavilion, getting it down to where I want to work it. And so actually I was just about to